One question that comes up quite frequently is branding your hair and how to stand out in a saturated market. How many times have you heard people say, hair companies are already so saturated? Everyone has a hair company. Maybe you've even thought to yourself if it was even worth it to start your own hair company. I want to tackle these difficult questions by giving you 3 strategies on how your hair company can stand out in a saturated market that I guarantee will work for any hair company. I've tried to segment the strategies according to what stage your hair company might be in. The first strategy would apply to those who haven't started a hair company yet. Maybe you're on the fence, maybe you're not quite sure. Strategy 2 will offer tips if you've already started a hair company. And the last strategy is for companies that have already started but still haven't figured out a way to stand out or don't really see a lot of traction happening yet. What's up everyone, my name is Shanitra and I create graphics and build websites for hair companies, and I'm also a full-time teacher. I'm actively building several streams of income around the things I'm most passionate about, and I've created my own little space here on YouTube for hair companies, creative entrepreneurs, and content creators. When it comes to starting a business online or even in person, you have to get to the point where you realize that just about every market is oversaturated and will continue to have more people join these industries. So really the question becomes, why is it that some people are able to make a name for themselves and stand out from the people within their same industry? And that comes down to marketing. You have to find something that makes you unique and different. Starting a hair company or any business isn't the hard part. Finding your lane or place within the business is what takes the most time. Before I was Glam Hair Graphics, I was Balance and Brand. I wanted to have a business that provided websites for solopreneurs and people who had full-time jobs. I wanted to show them that you could brand yourself and still find balance among all the other things that needed to be done. But I also wanted to specialize in glam and ultra girly websites, so I was only working with companies within the beauty industry. I had all of these ideas and was all over the place, but I wasn't known for anything because I wanted to do a little bit of everything and I didn't have a clear focus. It wasn't until I started getting super specific with combining what I enjoyed doing, which was creating websites for a group of people in an industry that I already knew a lot about from prior experience. So women or men who had hair companies. So as a hair company, let's talk about the first strategy that can set you apart from your competition, which is niching down. Niching, whatever. I'm just gonna say niching down, and a few examples of what that could look like when you're known for one thing. If you can find an area to dominate within the hair industry, you can stand out because you're becoming an expert in that area. The best way for me to show you how that could look is by showing you 3 different websites from different hair companies who are doing that very well. The first hair company is magicmanes.com. They specialize in colorful clip-in ponytails for kids. This website is super specific and very specialized, but it's still under the category of hair extensions. On their website, you see that they have a target audience, which are kids, and they are selling one consistent product throughout their site. If we were to look a bit further at the way they've branded themselves, we would also see that they have bright and colorful photos that match the kind of hair they're selling. These bright colors would also be appealing to kids, and of course parents are the ones that are buying these products, but the color scheme fits the product and the audience. The next company that I would consider to be a niche within the hair industry is 100%IndianVirginHair.com. They specialize in one origin of hair. So according to their site, they only sell Indian hair, and on their page, they have videos showing the validity of the hair, and I believe that was on their About page. One of the pros when selling one kind of hair is that the people who are visiting their website know what they're getting. They don't have a ton of choices to look through. Most times, if people are visiting a specific website that only sells one origin of hair, they already know what they want, they've done research and want that specific origin of hair, or they have prior experience with it and are looking to continue the same kind of hair or continue with the same kind of hair. The last hair company that I feel like is a niche in its own is the Pink Line Hair. A woman named Michael Sprouse, I hope I'm not butchering her name, created her own hair company called the Pink Hair Line to provide hair extensions for women undergoing chemotherapy. She created this line because she was also diagnosed with breast cancer. I'll leave the article from Black Enterprise in the description below if you wanted to check it out. But these are just a few examples of websites that are niching down. And before I continue, Let me just say that the tip I gave about niching down doesn't have to be an extreme as the examples that I just listed. I just wanted to show the variety of ways that hair companies are branding themselves that also go against the typical examples we commonly see. Niching down or focusing on one area as a hair company could be providing curly hair extensions only, or just selling kinky curly hair textures on your website. You can even be a company that specializes in colored afro hair extensions. Let me just say that I did not see anything on colored afro textured hair extensions when I was searching on Google, so that could be an idea for any of you who haven't started a business yet and want to try it. The point I want to make here is finding one thing in your company does not have to be a bad thing or make you feel like you're limited. If anything, you become an expert by default because you offer something specific. Take some time to think about some ways that you can offer something specialized for your own company, especially if you haven't started yet and you're trying to figure out where you want to kind of go. Now, you might be watching this video and thinking, that's cool, but I already sell multiple hair textures, wigs, and products in my store. How can I still stand out? Well, in this case, I would suggest focusing on a target audience and creating a community of like-minded people. So for example, you could specialize in affordable hair extensions. With affordable hair, you might entice more of a college crowd because they want to find hair at a decent price. And maybe I'm just speaking for myself because when I was in college, that was something I wanted and I actively looked for that. So you're still able to sell the various kinds of hair that you offer, but you're focusing on a specific crowd to sell the hair to. And then based on that crowd, you'll be able to tailor your products to the things that would be most appealing to them. And to take this even further, your posts on social media could focus more on the struggles of college students or specific milestones related to being in college. So as I was researching and writing down notes for this video, I came up with an example that I would post as like a graphic if I was a hair company that was marketing to college kids or just affordable hair extensions, and my target audience consisted most of people that were in college. One thing that I just wrote in my notes, and I'll take a picture and show it to you. I said, exam week is over and you passed. Treat yourself. And then I decided to add a coupon code like exam2020 for 20% off all of your 3 bundle deals. So as you can see, you kind of created a whole vibe, a whole community based on one topic. Another thing you can do is create a vibe with your store that is recognizable and consistent with the image you want to portray. You could create a really girly brand by using lots of pinks, or you could go for more natural colors by using more earthy tones on your website. So although you're selling the same things as another hair company, you're able to stand out because you're attracting a certain type of people who also like those things or that whole aesthetic. If you want some more topics or just brainstorming sessions that I just showed as an example, leave me a comment below and let me know. The last strategy that can help you stand out as a hair company is to focus on something that is missing in your industry. What is something that you've noticed that you don't see enough of? Or what's something that has always frustrated you about other hair companies that led you to start your own hair company? The most obvious example of this is when you visit natural hair extension websites. Many of the times, these products that these companies have created were because they didn't have it in the first place, or they had such a limited amount to start with. So while other hair companies were focusing on silky virgin hair, it left a whole crowd of people who wanted a different kind of hair texture. Companies realized that that was an area within the industry that wasn't being served as much compared to the rest of the hair industry, and they created their own lane. So now you see way more natural hair extension companies, which is a great thing. That's an example of using an area that isn't being served, a clear audience, and a way to reach them. Another way to stand out is by focusing on something that frustrates you. Like I mentioned earlier, if you've bought hair before and was tired of waiting 2 to 4 weeks for it to arrive, that is an area to focus on in your own business. If you have hair on hand, you could highlight the fact that you offer same-day shipping before a certain time during the week. Your specialization might not be a specific hair texture or even a specific audience. Your focus would be on fast shipping. Not only that, but your hair company could offer special deals that are only offered to people locally, which would then support the idea of having fast shipping. That leads me to my next strategy. Brand yourself as a local hair company. People are more likely to try a company that is in a nearby area because of the convenience. Just like we have local beauty supply stores in most cities, it's the same concept. Of course, we could go to Amazon or an online beauty supply store, but the convenience of getting all of your needs met faster is what convinces people to try local beauty supply stores instead. If you're finding it hard to come up with ideas, start by establishing yourself around your area first. Of course, since you have a website, you'll still be able to reach people outside of your area, but you can create incentives for people who are in the same state or city as you. Just speaking for myself, a lot of people who work with me are from North Carolina. I think that once people know that you're in the same state or city, they feel more comfortable and might even feel a connection based on that little fact. Even if you're in a small city, you can still reach a significant number of people by focusing in your local area. I hope you found this video helpful. If you want me to expand on any of these ideas that I mentioned in the video, make sure to leave a comment below. Like I mentioned before, I didn't want to overwhelm or be too much, I guess, because sometimes I do get a little wordy and I want to just give you all the information, but I do realize that there might be specific questions that you guys have and I don't want to necessarily assume. So leave me a comment down below and like this video so I know to do more videos like this instead of some of the ones that I have written down or plan to do. And hopefully this video has maybe sparked some ideas and given you some extra inspiration. Talk to you later. Bye.